Dave, I'm overwhelmed by all the student motivation 5 key beliefs. Which ones should I focus on? Hey, don't worry, colleague. In this video, we're going to talk about exactly that. But first of all, how in the world are you doing? You doing good? You got a cup of something? Okay, let's talk. If you're overwhelmed by the 5 key beliefs methodology, I get you. There is, once you start to get into it, a lot to explore, learn, and try. There's a lot. If you start to feel overwhelmed, you absolutely want to make an adjustment to your expectations and focus on just one belief. Which belief? Teacher credibility. Teacher credibility, I like to think of as the base of the mountain of the 5 key beliefs. If you've got teacher credibility, if students think that you're a good teacher, that you've got what it takes to help them, that you care about them, if that condition is met, then you can just offhandedly speak to the value of what you're asking students to learn, speak to the efficacy of efforts, speak to their belonging in your class. You can just speak to the other 4 key beliefs, and you're likely to influence them. But if you're not credible, if students think that you don't care about them as a learner, as a person, if students think you don't know how to do your job, you're lazy, you're disorganized, if students think you don't even care about this, you don't like this job, if that's the case, if that condition is there, anti-credibility, then it's very likely that every time that you try to communicate the value of what you're asking kids to learn, that you'll actually not help it, and you might even hurt it. Does that make sense? So just focus on credibility if you're overwhelmed. And there's a lot of simple things that you can do that will quickly produce fast results in your classroom. So for example, tracking moments of genuine connection, I talk about all the time, and people probably get tired of hearing it, but the thing is we tend to not keep track of our brief attempts at genuine connection with students. And so what we end up doing is not consistently connecting with every single student on the roster. And when you're not hitting every single kid on the roster, which is a brief little moment where you're trying to say, hey, I value you, I know you, I respect you as a student, as a writer, as a thinker, as a scientist. When you're not having those brief interactions with every single one of your students, then you're just leaving all these unnecessary holes that can be filled up with 30 to 60 seconds every couple of weeks. So when you keep track of it on a clipboard, where's my clipboard? So when you keep track of it on a clipboard and make sure that every kid is getting an attempted connection before you flip to a fresh page and go through the list again, then you've just got this consistent ground cover. And now you can be confident that over time, more and more of your students will perceive to an increasing degree that you care about them specifically. Okay. Other things that you can do for credibility is focusing your professional learning on one thing at a time. So I always tell people, if classroom management is difficult for you, if there's just some loosey-goosey stuff going on, persistent misbehaviors that are driving you crazy and probably driving other kids crazy in the class, then just focus on that. Go to like Michael Linson's blog at Smart Classroom Management, do the classroom management course, link in the description, read an article or 2 every day, and just become a student of that one part of your teaching. Let everything else in your practice just kind of be stable, but just focus on making classroom management a better part of what you do, and that'll help with competence. Okay, so if you're overwhelmed, I don't think that that's helpful for your growth. I don't think it's helpful for your sanity. I don't think it's helpful for your performance as a teacher. So just dial the 5 key beliefs down to one, just one, teacher credibility, and focus on doing the stuff that moves the needle on that. Bunch of links in the description to credibility articles. Let me know if you got any other questions or things you'd like me to make videos about, because I can do it. I can, for you, of course I can do it. Hey, take care of yourself. Cheers.